Just so you know that, yes, I'm having fun and I want you to have fun too. And I want to bring you a fun topic, something that perhaps you wasn't even expecting, especially during this time of the year and everything that's going on in the world. But I want to talk to you still about perception, power, and control. But I want to talk to you about a digit. Yes, a digit. And that digit is called your finger. Finger. That's what I want to talk to you about. So, when you get a moment, let's rock. Now, finger appears in the King James Version of the Holy Bible 21 times in the Old Testament. It appears in the New Testament 5 times. That's a total of 26 times in the King James Version of the Bible. The word finger appears. But as I was saying earlier, it's always metaphorically presented to represent perception or provide perception to exhibit power and control. So this finger thing that we're talking about is a doozy, and it's your finger. And we want to know how you were fearfully and wonderfully made. So stand by. Now, before we go too far into this thing, I told you that the phrase finger of God is used primarily as a metaphor or to describe something that has happened, not necessarily the actual physical sight of a thing or an object. So when you look at the finger of God and you say, wow, you know, I saw that in the Bible like 3 times. Well, yes, it's mentioned on 3 separate accounts, or excuse me, 3 separate scriptures, but really on only 2 separate accounts. And you find that the finger of God as a phrase in the King James Version of the Bible, you find it in Exodus, the 8th chapter, verses 16 through 20, where it's used during the plagues of Egypt by the Egyptian priest, or those sorcerers, magicians, however you want to refer to them. And then in Exodus, the 31st chapter and the 18th verse, and then again in Deuteronomy 9 verses 10, those are 2 scriptures that refer to the same event, in which the method by which the 10 commandments were written on tablets of stone that were brought down from biblical Mount Sinai by Moses. All right, now let's talk about when the index finger or your pointer is shorter than the ring finger. You know, index finger, your pointer finger, the one that you be telling people off with, is shorter than the ring finger. What do they say about these kind of people? Well, they say that people with the ring finger longer than the index finger are often very attractive. Okay. That they're charismatic. Oh, wow. Does that mean they make great preachers or something? That they're charming. That they have excellent communication skills and know how to get attention and keep it. That they are risk takers and it often pays off. And that if something doesn't quite go to the plan, they don't get discouraged because there is always another way. They say that this is why they normally excel in anything they choose to do, and that they're high achievers and always set high targets. And some people say that these kind of people are too aggressive, but it's not that they mean to be too aggressive, they just can't help it. I guess you could only blame it on that high level of testosterone that they normally have, you know. But that's what they say about people whose index finger is shorter than the ring finger. Now, what about when the index finger or your pointer finger is longer than your ring finger? What about when that finger that you use to call people to you, or twirl it around in the air and give them the whoop-de-doo sign, what about when that finger is longer than the ring finger? I'm not trying to tell you that it's going to take you a minute or two to find a pair of decent gloves that will fit right, but people say that with the ring finger slightly shorter than your pointer or index finger, that you're very confident and quite self-sufficient. And it says that these type of people make good leaders and are natural. You're a natural at leading the pack. They say that you're calm and even-tempered, that nothing can make you lose face. So you got a pretty good demeanor. It says that they're normally not people who take the first step, whether it's in a new business or relationship. However, when they do, they stay with it, and they like to be in charge. They have a very analytical mind and always think about all possible outcomes before making any decision. That they don't like being spontaneous. That's the kind of person that will keep a balanced checkbook. Matter of fact, they'll have a little excess there. Wow. So here's what they say. They say that people with the index finger, your pointer, right? And the ring fingers that are about the same length. In other words, that finger that you tell people to, get up, get down, go this way or that way, or, the thumb is different because you can tell people to do whatever you want with your thumb. But that index finger is like, that's the pointer. Okay? So when the pointer and the ring finger are about the same length, they say that that kind of person is very caring, that they're well balanced, that they're peaceful and down to earth, that they have a very gentle personality and try to avoid conflict or conflicting situations and risks, and that uncertainty makes them feel uncomfortable. They say that those kind of people are very good friends, or they make very good friends, and they are always ready to help others. Says that they are very loyal and faithful, whether it's at work or in a friendship or in a relationship. You can always rely on them. They're very positive and see something good in every situation. Now, that's what they say about people who were born or and I'm not talking about you guys that lost a knuckle or whatever and now both fingers are the same length. No, I'm talking about people who index and ring fingers are the same length. Okay, now woo, Lord. Now, by now you understand that there's a reason why I didn't want to get off all the way into this palmistry and the various aspects of hand reading and finger reading and all of that. Hey, I think we do enough finger reading every time somebody raises a hand in church and says, and without saying anything, we automatically know that they're tipping out, Or there's all kinds of expressions that the fingers do, and we know what those are.